Well, good evening, everybody. We're back here live from the studio, watching the infrared camera live from the studio. I'm at home, so we're streaming this from the studio to me and then out again. So, our apologies for the poor quality. The sound, if you've watched us yesterday, nothing's changed. I haven't been back to the studio, so nothing has changed or moved. So let's see if we see any activity tonight, shall we? Hi to June, who's coming, to Rhonda and to Heidi. So let's just see what if we get anything tonight. Not going to be a late one, everyone. It's going to be a short one tonight. So how is everybody doing? So we still have that funny noise. So at least we know what it sounds like. I have sent an email to our IT guys at the location and asked for our own dedicated IP and it's gone out of my head. The other number that I need, it's gone out of my head. Port number, that's the word I'm looking for. So then we can stream straight in. But tomorrow I should pop into the studio, straight in the cushion, and turn on the cat ball, and and go from there. Might add another camera actually, so there's two cameras. So there's one facing. I can't put the cameras facing each other because the infrared would shine up too much and it'd be too bright. But I'll angle it in such a way so there's two different positions. Maybe one facing to the right hand side where you see the small table. Maybe a camera looking towards the door, and then angle the other one so it's more on view. Does that make sense? Hi to Sherry, hi to Alison, to Julie, to Hazel. And I can't really see the comments. Bear with me, I need to make them a bit bigger. It's on the comment system. Now, I'm not a paranormal expert at all in any way. If there are any questions, I can only answer you what I've learned from Sally and Bob and from the other paranormal group, Southern Ghost Society. So if you do have any questions, by all means, ask away. Yeah, I saw that. Something on the blind, Rhonda. Yeah, on the right-hand side. I think what that is. No, when you got the pulley that opens and closes the blinds. I think that's what it is, either side, because it seems to be sort of reflecting. That's what I guess what it is. Because, oh no, it can't be that 'cause it's bigger. I don't know. It was there yesterday as well. I'll check that tomorrow. See what it is. Alison, if you do, I would like around 20 million. I've got lots of ideas, so I'd like to see if one of them works. Hi, Stace. Oh, how did it go, Stace, today at 12? How did the show go? You can adjust the colours. We've got the colour again tonight. I can playing with it earlier on today when I was watching, and I can take the color away, like so. There we go. But any decent night vision, be careful if you buy any CCTV, because the problem we have with CCTV cameras is that the frame rate, which is the frames per second, is really low. You need to find something which is like 25 seconds on a frame rate. You can get 4K cameras, but they deceive you and they will lie to you because they say 4K cameras, and then they say to you, you can get up to 60 frames per second. You'd only get 60 frames per second if you're on a lower resolution, like 720 by 480, which is it's like your small, poor quality as your phone sort of thing compared to HD. The cameras we're using in the studio are actually HD cameras, designed for this. But I've slowed the rate down, so if we do see any activity, we'll see it a lot slower than normal. Because if it's at 60 frames per second, it goes so quick, you wouldn't see anything. So we slowed it right down in the studio, so you can see more activity. So any decent CCTV, I don't know, you can pick them up about £50, £60. These ones cost me, I think it was £280 for this one, for this camera. June, the sound you're hearing, that's the actual noise from the studio. Now, how I've set this up, for those who didn't watch last night, how I've had to do this because the company who owns the building at this moment in time won't give me my own port number and IP address, which means I can directly stream to and from. But it won't do that yet. I have sent another email asking today, say it's imperative that we have this, so we can do this more often and then get real good quality. I can then be able to control left, right, pan, up and down, which is called a PTZ camera in the studio, which this is. So with that in mind, what I've had to do is have my 24-inch monitor on at all times with the infrared camera into the back of the HDMI input so we can view it. Then what I've done, I've got my old laptop with the webcam built in and put that on. I then streamed that into my software, because my software has its own inbuilt receiving system. And so that's how I'm doing that. So the laptop webcam is watching the 24-inch monitor. Okay, and in between that, the monitor has got its volume up. The volume is low in the studio, so I can then talk to the studio if needed be. And so there's about a foot gap. So within that foot gap is the noise you're hearing in the studio. The microphone, which you're hearing, is actually from the infrared camera pointing towards the wall, so it's behind it to try and stop any feedback coming from the monitor. So what's happening is the sound you're hearing is reverbing, hitting the back of the wall, going into the microphone, going to the monitor, from coming out from the monitor, going into the microphone on the laptop, and then coming here and then going out to you. It sounds very confusing. It really does, but it's not. It's very simple, but it sounded like maybe too technical. I don't know. Oh, wow done, Stace. Yeah, 335, 350. Yeah, 405. Wow done. Yeah, hats off to you. Let's see if I can move into that picture there. That little white dot. I will talk to the studio in a sec. Just set this up. I don't know what that is. What it could be, thinking about it, the black screen that goes between the blinds and the window may have gone forward a little bit, and you're seeing the street lights on the outside. I think that's what's happened. I think it may have moved somehow. Right, let me just talk to the studio. I need to turn on the microphone to it because it has a different channel to stop it from reverbing back to me. So I need to turn that on. Turn up channel A. Hi everybody in the studio. This is Richard here. I hope everybody's well. If anybody's there this evening, can you come and say hello to us, please? Everybody here is wishing you love and light and want to say hello to you. We had quite a bit of activity. We had some flashing going on last night. Could you do that again for us? Could you make something move? Could you make the plant leaf move for us, please? There's a little toy in the center. We call that a cat ball. You just got to push it if you want to. Show us some energy in the room. Do whatever you can to actually just say hello to us. We mean you no harm whatsoever. Right now they can't hear me, so that was just switched on. I have to push a button. It's called a bus. So we've got bus A, bus C, bus D, and so forth, which then allows me to control certain volumes in and out, certain controls. So I've set up bus A in the studio so that can hear me when I push the button. When I don't push the button, like now, talking to you guys, it can't hear me. It's quiet. I missed that. Was that a flash and a white hello? Was that a flash? I didn't see anything. Hi, Eileen. Yeah, I think you're right, Rhonda. I think what's happened, looking at it now, it seems as though it's actually the board has moved. So I would check. I should go to the studio tomorrow and check it. I don't know what time I'm going to get there. Have to be late afternoon. So we've got Sam tomorrow morning at 11:30, and then we have Bev tomorrow afternoon at 1. So I have to do it after Bev's finished. Yeah, Julie, I think it is. I think it's a street light. I'm just going to pan around the room. Did you guys hear that? Not much happened, Alison. We did have a flash that we couldn't answer. We then had a second flash, but we debunked that and said I debunked it and said that was something to do with the CCTV sort of resetting or whatever. Um, yeah, somebody had a lot of names and voices. There was some knocking as well we had. And I obviously realised that the clock's about 4 minutes a bit too fast. So I'll rectify that tomorrow. Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, you idiot, Richard. What I need to do is get the output, like a headphone socket output, from the monitor going into the microphone input on the laptop. That way it would be a direct, I might quote from the monitor, from the CCTV control box, the infrared, has an output going straight into the laptop. That would then reduce the funny noises and we would only hear what the camera's picking up. Duh. Why didn't I think of that yesterday? Yeah. Oh, they're Polly's. No, no, the she'd kill me if she heard me say that. Oops. The, those bits on the cushions on the right hand side, they're actually two headsets and two microphones. All the presenters have an earpiece in their ear so they can hear me, and obviously the microphone so you can hear them. And that's what those two are. So there's usually the black bit on the actual seat should be on the other arm on the opposite side, because then that tells me that's the full sets, but they're not there. Hi, Sam. What we're doing here, Sam, this is broadcasting live from the studio. The sound you're hearing is from the microphone on the back of the camera. Hence why it sounds a bit like you're swimming underwater. Stace, I'm not even going down that route at all. Well, I couldn't really say they're mine, Nicholas, could I? Because then you'll start accusing me of Mrs. Doubtfire again. Heidi, be quiet. Come on, let's have something really good. Let's talk Spirit again. Right, let me click the button. Hi, Spirit. We're here. We're asking if you could be so kind as to show us some activity, to show us that you're there, please. We just want to say hello to you. We wish you love and peaceful and happiness. We mean you no harm whatsoever. If you don't want us to watch and leave you alone, move something, and then we'll leave you alone. We just want to know if you're there in our studio. Thank you. Pam, how would you know what Polly's knickers look like? And why are you talking? Don't matter. No, don't answer that. Ignore it. Ignore it. What would be really cool if the plant moved or the ball moved. I don't know, Julie. The first one, um, I don't know what that was. I couldn't answer it, and I didn't check it today. Um, but the second ones, I'm 100% that was to do with the because I've recognised that when Stace sent me the picture, and then when it happened again, I'm seen that before, so I'm 100% sure that was the CCTV resetting or doing something stupid. Um, no, I didn't, Stace. No, but the first one, I don't know because that was just pure white. I think it just flashed and it was gone. And obviously we were hearing names and stuff like that. Yes, but even if they moved it, we could still see it move. I should put it on again so it's on the bottom of the screen if you want. Oh, I didn't want to do that. You idiot. I want to do it like that. There we go. Nah, I don't want to ghost hunt equipment. I'm not really into that personally. I enjoy it when I go out, but nothing ever happens. I get bored very quickly. So this is just if anybody's new who's just come on, this is our studio over in Portsmouth in the UK, and we've got our infrared camera on, pointing towards one half of the studio, and the sound you're hearing is from a microphone on the infrared camera, which then on the laptop being brought in. What I'm pointing to in the centre there, you've got it's called a thinking man. You've got a plant, some books. Can't really see it very well, and then some other ornaments. But right in the centre, the white blob in the centre looks a bit like a Pac-Man. Is a cat ball. It does, yeah. I see what you're saying there, yeah. No, I've taken down the saturation, Pam, from the colours. But as we said last night, just let me know if anybody wants to come in there. I know Heidi said you're up for it, and Tina, and obviously I'll be there. And um, Jane said you just need to give me a date in which you want to do it, because the only day really would be a Sunday. And this came about last night because sadly we had a cancellation for the Wednesday night. It was going to be a quick hour at 10 o'clock, but we left it going for nearly 3 hours yesterday. But when we've had activity in there before, the right hand sofa, as you're looking at it with the microphones on, behind the sofa is where we get shadows when Polly's been doing trance there. And on the left hand side, we get shadows near the plant that moves. It just comes and goes. When we have the little Bobby that comes in, the little boy, he usually comes from the center where the picture is at the top. That is of an angel. He usually comes from there. Starts off as like a little white dot and glows, and he comes in, and then we see his orb playing around. Yesterday, at the beginning of the show, it seemed as though we had an orb or something white come flying across on the left-hand side by the plant and then disappeared. Aga, how we know their names? We've done a few shows before in the past, and what started it off was this was before we went live. We were sitting there, and all the CCTV, infrared cameras, and everything else was there with a few guests coming in. And this medium sat there and said, "I have a boy here. He comes in when you come in, Richard, and that's me." We said, "Okay," and she gave a name. This was all off air, and they started communicating, and she was telling us some information about him and some other characters that were there. We then went live and all this is on our Facebook page. So if you go to our Facebook page, you can see everything that I'm saying is true. And then all of a sudden, the show started, and then this orb started floating around, and started a lot of activity in the studio was happening. Orbs everywhere, lights flashing, lots of activity, and noises. And I turned around and said flippantly, if you're real and your name is Bobby, because someone at home heard the song from Bobby V, Rubberball, come bouncing back to me, and the name Bobby. And then because the viewers, I'll get it right, because the presenters can't see the comments of what the viewers were saying, the medium said, "Oh, I've just been given the name of Bobby for the boy." But before that, a few viewers, I'm trying to say that when they're drunk, come up with the name Bobby, kept hearing the name Bobby. So I then said, "Bobby, is that you? Can you show yourself?" And at that point, we actually had an orb appear and actually bounced up and down like a rubber ball, bouncing up and down. And then he's just stayed there ever since. And that's how we knew the name of Bobby. Come in, and he's been in quite a few times, especially when I'm there, which I don't mind. A nice bit of company when I'm there on my own, which is a lot. Setting up things, very fussy over cleansing this, so when I go in and clean it quite a lot, I even hoover the sofas. That's how sad I am, because I don't like dust anywhere. So I know when we broadcast there, which we tested yesterday with Jane, who was on the sofa, and she was hitting the sofa very hard, and no dust particles were coming up at all. And no, I'm not going to come around anybody's house and clean. Julie, I can ask. And let me just turn on the microphone in the studio. I'm actually, if you just tuned in, I'm actually can remote into the studio. That's what we're doing, so I can control the audio and the visual and actually talk to them. Right, so I'm just about to turn it on the audio. If there's any spirit in the studio this evening, could you show us that you're there, please? Can you do something? Can you move the plant leaf? Can you move the ball? Sit on the sofa, show yourselves. Appear for us, give us a shadow. Do something to the camera. Just give us a sign that you're there. We mean you no harm. We're just here and for love and light, and we just wish to communicate with you. Okay, turned it off now so they can't hear me. This is the actual boring part of the show, is waiting for something to happen. I think we waited over an hour for the actual light to appear. Julie, what you can do, if you go back to our Facebook page and actually watch some of the, let's see if I can find it for you and I'll post it in for you. Because there's so much activity in there. I think they love it. Whenever we've had guests come in, or mediums, or sensitive people come in, they've always said the same thing. It's a lovely environment, it's peaceful, it's full of energy, and it's not negative at all in there at all. And I know that. And when Polly came into the room when we first viewed it, she said the exact same thing. This is the room. This is it. This is us. Right, let's see if I can find those videos and paste the link for you. And it has been funny in there as well a few times. Let me just... trying to find the one that... Oh, yeah. This one's 41 minutes. It made me laugh. Because Gemma, bless her, she's never seen spirit. We had Kate May, Gemma, I can't remember her last name, and Leah Chabib, who's just a trance. And you just... It's so funny. Just watch Gemma. She's the one sitting on a sofa on her own. It's just hilarious. Spirit come up to her and play around with her, and she gets a bit scared and hides behind a cushion. It's quite funny. and the other one, in fact, if I just copy and paste the link where you can then choose which one you want to watch, there's quite a few on there. Live from the studio, there you go. There's a link to this. It's called Other Shows or whatever it is, and it's linked to other productions we've done. But you see all the ones to do with the live broadcast using infrared, and you can see the difference in the quality as well when you watch it. There's also a clip in there which is only 2 minutes long, 2 minutes and 12 seconds. That was the snippets from a live trance we did with Polly in the studio from her 3-hour special. But yeah, watch the 2 minutes, and that we've compressed all the best parts. You actually see spirit entering the body, coming out of the body, shadows all around her, everything. It's an amazing, amazing experience. And this is what we're hoping to do when we do the trance night on the 6th of December. It's going to be in here again, but it's going to be via Zoom only, which means you can actually ask a direct question to the spirit energy. And it will not be broadcasted or available to watch on YouTube or anywhere else. You have to watch it on Zoom only. Yeah, that's a good point, Rhonda. When I'm there and I do chat away to them, because I'm in there quite a lot, setting up before the event, especially after when we do the paranormal night and the guys leave, I'm there tidying up and setting up. There's 2 sets. The set you see here, which is the frontal for the studio, for the Sunday Sofa and all the other shows. And then the second one is behind with the bookcase and stuff like that we have in there. And that's our second part of the studio, so it's quite long. And so I have to move everything around. Like where you see the camera and the monitor, that has to be turned around so it points the other direction and stuff like that. So I'm there till about 10:30, 11 o'clock sometimes, broadcasting. Maybe what I should do when I finish broadcasting there from 10 is just leave it on and then come home and let you guys watch using the infrared. Don't know, just an idea. I don't know. And in fact, if you do click on that link I've sent with all the programs, you would see from the first time we filmed Polly with my old CCTV cameras. I think there's 2 shows we did. The 1 hour and 32 minutes and 1 hour and 30 minutes. They were using CCTV. The other shows that you see is actually filmed using the new equipment, so you can tell the difference in the quality straight away. But you can buy these cheap cameras nowadays from Amazon. I think they're about £50, if that. They are so cheap and nasty. But some of them actually have infrared cameras built in. I did buy a couple, which I was going to use on location. I didn't like them because I'm fussy about quality. But for an amateur using it for their simple stuff, filming, then yeah, that'd be fine. But I didn't like the quality personally. But they still did the job. So we have 4 of these cameras in total. Hi, Christine. must admit, I am getting really annoyed about that cushion not being done properly. It's annoying me. Right, let's have another chat with them. Right, let's turn that on. Hi, Spirit. If you're there in our studio, could you show something, please? Can you show us if you're there? Could you give us a sign? Could you move something, please? Buy a banana. Not that you can eat it, but yeah. It sounded like someone was talking to me then. Or was that just me? There it is again. Maybe not. Yeah, that's the downside, Aga. It does sound like we're underwater because where the mic's positioned and it's facing a wall because it's about 3 meters away from the monitor where the sound is coming from, which is then being picked up from the microphone on the laptop, which is pointing towards the monitor. I wonder if that's Rachel because someone, it was Rosie last night, gave the name of Rachel, didn't she? She picked up a Rachel in there. Let me just turn the microphone on. Hello, Spirit. Is there a Rachel in this room? How about you, Bobby, my friend? Are you there? Can you come and say hello to me? I know I'm not in the room, but my voice is here, and I'm watching. So it'd be nice to acknowledge me if you can, and same as with you, Rachel, if you're in the room, or anybody else that's there. Can you come and say hello to us, please? Yeah, I just heard coughing then. Sounds like a young child coughing. I agree with you there, Stace. There's not much happening tonight. Well, I should pop into the studio tomorrow and fiddle around with this sound and see if I can do something with it. Because if we can get rid of that underwater sound noise, it might be a bit clearer for us. Yeah, it's come out to 11 o'clock our time. The last thing I do is if I set up a couple of cameras, one which is on the ball, pointing down from the top, possibly. I'll move the equipment out of the way so you don't see any of that. Leave the camera where this one is, and another one pointing up the opposite side so you can see the whole studio. And then I'll split screen it, if that makes sense. Yeah, and turn the cat ball on, yeah. Thing is, when we went for the first lockdown here, I actually turned all the cameras on and just left it for months. And to this day, I've never looked back at it. I haven't had time. I always wondered if there was anything on there. But this has been on all the time for the last 3 days, non-stop. So, knowing our luck, we've all gone to bed about 12 or whatever, and it's captured activity, or even during the day. Because the last time I was in there was Wednesday. A cat ball is a toy for cats, really. When you push it, or when the cats push it, it lights up like a little mini disco light, like flash inside. We use it for spirit to see if they can move it for us because it's very light and it's quite easy to move. So if it does get touched, the lights, that's what you see in the bottom left-hand side. It will start to flicker. I reckon they're all hiding underneath the camera. We're live, boys. Just sit here and watch, see if anything happens. The only thing we use for batteries are the microphones and the earpieces. Apart from that, everything's plugged in. We don't use batteries anywhere else. I charged. We got 6 packs in the studio, all containing 4 batteries each. So we've got quite a few, and they are charged up at least once a fortnight. I use batteries called the Enlope, Panasonic Enlope, the grey type. Best batteries on the world. They retain up to 80% of charge. So if you charge them up and don't use them for, let's say, a year, they still retain 80% of their charge. They only die when obviously constant use. So we don't have much battery drainage in the studio. It's all off the mains, 100% apart from the headpiece and microphones. Yeah, Julie, you don't have to have them turned on if you don't want to see the lights. They can still push it. Nature lover, oh, you've missed lots. We've had spirit energy flying across the room, orbs everywhere. We've had a man do a streak across the screen. We've had all sorts. In other words, absolutely zilch. Nothing. So if you're ever going to buy any batteries, AA batteries, highly recommend the grey Panasonic Enlopes, rechargeable batteries. Um, I said we've got 6 packs, and they last a very long time. Very, very good. Dual cells, in our experience, are not that great. See you later, Eileen. Yeah, I'm not far behind either. Another few more minutes. Definitely not anything happening tonight. Yeah, probably knows that I'm not there. Yeah, it's Julie asked. Those videos that we filmed from the studio, that are amazing. Especially the one with Polly and Charles on the right hand side. You see the orbs coming in and out of this woman right opposite her. It's just fascinating. And the good thing about one of those videos, you see the difference between a flying insect and an orb. You see how different they are. You also see the difference between a dust particle. So when we show those videos debunk it. Explain to us what it is. What are we seeing? Because you can see the 3 different things. heard that. I thought you said something spiritual. Spirit, are you here? Can you, when you're trying to talk to us, can you say it a bit clearer for us, please? Could you move something? There's a plant over in the corner there. You can make the leaves move. Touch the ball, touch the cushions, show yourself. Come in as an orb, flash. Please do something for us because we all have to go soon, and we really would like for you to talk to us and say hello. I saw that. Did you see that? All my heart just like boom, 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 boom. Don't know about you, but I've just moved my whole head closer to my monitor. Yes, Leslie. Hi. We've had that before. Right hand side, left hand side of the sofa. Yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't see an orb. Let me see if I can brighten it up. Hold on, because you might, where the light from the cameras might make things a bit too bright. I don't know. Um, oh no, no, I can't. Oh, let me do a bit of fiddling. Let me sort out a new input. Hold on. Get a new input. Uh, video source. Studio. See if I can brighten it up. Because sometimes I can. It depends what it is. Oh, come on. No, it's not letting me. Why won't you let me? No, it's not. I'm moving the slide up and down. It's not letting me. Yeah, I know where you're on about. Yeah. Um, Hold on. Let me see if I can zoom in. You're on about there, Leslie. Oh. There is a lot of activity on that side for some reason. We've had that quite a few times. Activity there. The little light you see in the back flickering, we've that is a street light. The black borders that go between the window and the blind has obviously moved. We noticed that yesterday as well, so I'll have to sort that out tomorrow. But that picture's just changed. If you watch that picture, one part of it disappeared, another bit came out. Might need to rewind it a little bit. It sort of come in and went out. That's where Bobby usually comes from, the little boy. Yeah, see, like it just glowed then. If you watch that, that just glowed. Oh, it's just changed again. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys can see it. So look, the picture on the wall. That's where Bobby usually comes. Looks like it's dancing lights around it. Looks like something dancing around it in the picture. It's not doing it now. Did anybody else see that? Was it me? Yeah, I agree, Stephanie. Yeah. What would really make this amazing would be some kind of shadow, literally to walk from one side to the other. That's what we need. Or to something physically move. And I'm thinking the latest thing there to move would be the plant leaf. Okay, hold on. Just got to turn it on. Thank you, Spirit. If that's you showing us that you're there, could you do it again, please? Just to confirm that you're there, that you're in the room. We would really appreciate us if you could do that, please. Thank you. We just want to talk to you. Ask how your day has been, what you've been up to, what the spirit world is like. Okay, I've turned it off now. The background noise is how it's set up. Is that we have The infrared cameras come and plugged into a back of a 24-inch monitor. Then the camera, we have a laptop in there which has the microphone on, the speakers on, sorry, the speakers on, and the microphone on. So, and the sound is coming from the camera, which is on the CCTV, which is pointing towards the wall. Hence the funny underwater sound because it's hitting at the back of the wall. And that's the best we can do at the moment at short notice to sort of view the infrared about me being there. I'm remotely, it's called Google Remote, where you can leave your PC on and remote into it. And that's how I'm doing this, so we can get access to it. Hence the funny noise. But the camera is about 3 meters away from the laptop, so you don't get any reverb, any feedback. I have a loop system, so when I turn it on this side, I can actually talk via the laptop to the studio. But we don't get any feedback because it's too far away from the monitor to pick up, if that makes sense. That's how we're achieving it. But hopefully, if the studio, the building owners, give me a separate IP and port number, then I can directly put that into my software and go straight to the CCTV camera, which, because it's all done via the internet or network. That means we get far superior sound, far superior picture, which you would see if you watch the videos from Facebook. That's the quality we would get. So it's quite complicated. I'll take a picture or something and show you how we're doing it. I feel like going on back in there. So come on, you lazy buggers, get your ass in gear and move something. Not wasting my time. It sounds complicated, yeah, but it really isn't. It really is simple. It's like putting your mobile phone in front of you, turning on your microphone and speaker, and then putting that in front of a TV. That's it, in layman's terms. What would be funny if Polly has a key for the studio. If she doesn't realise that we're broadcasting, and she goes in there, turns the light on, and carries on, walks in there, and we just sit here watching her do whatever she's going to do. That would be funny. Don't know, Pam. I've never watched paint dry. I've got other things to do. That's interesting. You say that space because that's where Bobby comes in. He comes in from the centre. See you, Rhonda. Yeah, I'll give it another 10 minutes, everybody, and then about 11:30, and call it a night as well. But I will pop into the studio tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, clean the cushions up, sort out that blind, and see if I can sort out the sound and better quality picture if I can. Did you want to do this again tomorrow night after Ashley's show? So then let me know. Could be. Bobby is very active in there. See, one thing I've never understood. All these people that say they get visitations from spirit and have a lot actively when they're in bed and stuff. If they know that happens, why not go out and buy a cheap infrared camera, like from Amazon or something like that, one I was mentioned earlier on, set it up with an SD card, go to bed and press record, and then just leave it, and then watch it the following day. When you see how many times you move at night, just to see if any activity happens in your bedroom. And I don't mean that type of activity before you all jump on it. Feels like there's something between the table and end of the right settee as though someone crouching there. Okay, let's have a quick look. You mean there, Leslie? Why would you never sleep in that room before? If you speak to spirit, what what's the difference? It's like when you go on these, when I see mediums go on these paranormal investigations, and then they jump and go, "Oh, there's a spirit there." You're thinking, "But don't you talk to them anyway? What's the difference?" Idiot. Yeah, Bobby is a child, yeah, and he plays a lot in the room. Let's see if he plays with that ball, lazy bugger. Hi, Bobby, are you there? If you are, could you show us? It's Richard here. Just want to say hello. I'm watching from home, so I can see if you're there. Could you move that ball? We'll play with a teddy or move a cushion. There's a plant over there you can play with if you want. If you just want to move it, do the flash again or something. That would be really good. Can you just show that you're there with us, Bobby, please? Because we'll be leaving in a few minutes' time because I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I need my beauty sleep. So anything would be nice. Anything at all. Let's turn that off. I've turned it off. Yeah, possibly. But then again, Stace, it could be an angel coming over. Now, wouldn't that be fantastic to capture an angel? Not a spirit energy, but an angel. I didn't see that. Probably too busy clicking buttons. Was it in the same position or different? He is shy, yeah. He actually comes through in one of the trances with what's his name? With Polly. He comes through, not with Polly, but Polly brings. He has William talking to us, and then Polly invites another trance medium to come on and sit with her, and Bobby comes through, and it's actually quite tearful because the medium starts to cry. He talks about missing his mummy. Oh, I didn't see that. Typical. Lights dimmed. There's no lights on in the room. It's literally, if you ever come to the studio, they just literally pitch black in there. You cannot see in that room when the lights are switched on. It's just black. But as you were saying, Leslie, you were saying about you're thinking there's going to be some activity there and something's happened. Was that the bit you were talking about? Yes, I've been given that quite a few times, Leslie. He especially when Polly's in the room doing trance, and they and William comes through and talks about it, and William's exactly the same. He's a cheeky little bugger, and he always picks on me. Yeah, see, was that in the centre, like for example, where the ball is? Because he usually comes in from the top where the picture is. He usually comes from the top there, and then he comes down. So I'm wondering, with the first flash, was it at the top for him to come in, and then the second one was at the bottom where he is? I don't know. I'm just guessing. I tell you what, I have noticed. in the middle of the left-hand side where the SPTV logo is, it looks like there's an outline. I know it's not, but it does look like there's a shadow, an outline of a person there. I know that it's not something there. It's just me losing the plot. It was a flash in front of the picture. Right. Right, I'm going to try to talk to him. Turn on the microphone. Hi, Bobby. It's Richard here. I know you can't see me in the room, but I am here. I'm watching from home. And we have the technology so you can hear me, we can hear you, and we can see. But you can't see me. But I'll be in there tomorrow if you want to come and say hello. But if you're there now, can you just do something for us to show you that you're in the room? That'd be really, really nice. Because we've got a lot of people who want to say hello to you and they really like you. They want to be your friend. Could you do something for us? Can you just say hello? Bobby, are you there? Can you say hello? Can you say Richard? So we can hear you. I've turned it off now. I don't know what you're saying. I don't see any of them flashes. And I was watching it. I didn't see anything. It sounded like come to me there or something then. I didn't see a flicker. Yeah. Now I heard that. definitely heard that. It's interesting you say Mary though, Christine. You've been given that before. Well, I hope they can straighten them out, Leslie. I don't like things a mess. I just heard some footsteps. No. Did that make you jump, Heidi? I have to tone down my audio now, so hopefully that's not too loud.
That was funny. See you, Stephanie. Take care. Good night for those who are going. Good night. Sweet dreams. I will definitely finish this in about 15 minutes. Divine time. No, I'm here. Still here. Just watching, listening.
There's definitely no TV on. There's a monitor on, but it's not tuned into a channel or something. There is no televisions in that room at all. Take care, Stace. We've got about a minute to go, and then I'll be going myself, everyone. Been brushing the old teeth. Don't think I've missed anything. Right, people, I'm going as well. I will see you later. Have a great day tomorrow. Have sweet dreams and all that jazz, as they say. Not much happened tonight at all. A couple of flashes. That's about it. Some bushes couldn't quite hear all the picture. No orbs again, no nothing. Shadow went across. Didn't see anything. Probably to have my eyes closed because I'm falling asleep. I will check it. Anybody else see that? I think you're on your own there, Julie. Anyway, see you all later. Bye for now. Take care.